Hello, gorgeous people. Welcome to my podcast, AZAAD AURATEIN. AZAAD means free, liberated, and untamed. So, yes, this podcast is actually about the stories of women who could not be tamed, who went above and beyond the expectations of society, even at the cost of losing so much acceptance, freedom, and sometimes being thrown out of their houses. They knew what they were showing up for. They knew what was their truth, and they followed their intuition. They broke out of all the generational trauma patterns, even if it was a difficult path to take, but they did. So yes, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. And if you know any Azad Aurat, please reach out to me and let me share your story with all the women and also inspire me at the same time. Thank you so much. Let's go and share all these amazing stories out.
अड्डी डारा बापा का डारा टाटा
ऐसा 2-3 सिगरेट के पैकेट वैकेट रखने हैं
Oh my god, no.
रोलिंग पेपर
We're gonna get outcasted by everybody. Nobody's gonna support us.
So this is rolling.
as if you care
Ah! As if, yeah.
We're dying to be supported. Oh my god, such helpless women we are.
Oh, that's so funny. Have you heard of this lady called Charaswati?
No.
Oh, she makes like rolling paper
This
and
is
she makes
rolling.
earrings and like she sent me a waist chain with a lighter
Okay.
and jewelry she makes.
I think I've seen you wearing that for sure.
हाँ आजकल
Yeah.
बहुत पहना.
All right. Everything is rolling,
हाँ.
and I hope सबका phone silent पे है.
मेरे airplane पे कर दिया था वो.
एयरप्लेन पे कर दिया था वो.
Because I told you भैया जी please and then you laughed
अच्छा,
at me.
yeah, sorry.
हाँ ठीक अच्छा हाँ आपने बोला.
Because when I travel cities na,
Yeah.
people get really excited that I'm in their city, so I get a lot of super swipes.
Oh yeah.
Like that happens a lot.
Wait a second, you are using dating apps. I want to hear about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a slut for that.
So you have how many dating apps in your phone?
2.
Which ones? And
Bumble
why?
and Hinge. You know, I just got unbanned off Hinge.
I had to send them a passport photo. Fuck. Wait. I'm falling asleep while talking. I just.
Password. Like I'm just shutting down.
Shutting down.
So before I start sessions with my
Yeah.
clients, I make them like do breath work. Like.
Oh, you're
but you will
giving
sleep.
me alcohol.
Yes, this is the opposite one.
Okay.
I don't have to facilitate like a space for you to heal here. I just want you to.
I'm healed already. I'm a healed, horny princess.
Do that boop thing.
My game.
Oh my god.
Okay, is this women speaking?
Yeah, and they can.
So yesterday I was driving back home with Hima, and he raised the question that why cannot you also?
He allows you to drive?
I was not driving.
Oh, he doesn't allow you to drive.
He was driving.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I'm glad I'm not driving. Yeah, you have seen the road; they're pretty fucked. So so he was asking me that why are you not opting for the unedited version of your podcast?
Yeah.
That you don't need to cut so much. Just go like Joe Rogan, like
Yeah.
talk like boys. I'm like that's impossible because when you listen to men talking over a podcast, you already have this perception that even if they talk about the most bullshit thing ever,
Yeah.
you want to listen
Yeah.
because they're sounding cool.
Because they must have something to say.
Yes, and men don't talk usually, so your mind is already designed to listen to them. It's a new thing for you. But when you listen to women talking, you're like, yeah, like घर के रोने रो रही होंगी, like it's just like another day, 2 women gossiping, they can just talk endlessly
Yeah.
about something that.
And there's this thing that people think that women only talk about men or boys
Yeah.
or romantic interests, or they only talk about what's going on in their like private love life or whatever,
Yeah.
which is not true, but that's how women have been shown in media for so long. The only characters that have been in media for so long, like, have you heard of the Bechdel test?
No. Why every time you ask me about something, I'm just like, no. But
Because-
it's not like
Because
I'm not.
supposed to tell you. It's like a vibe, you know what I mean?
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you're
so what is
supposed to
it?
tell me things.
What is
So
it?
the Bechdel test was a thing, I think in the 70s or something that came out.
Where it was like, a movie will pass the Bechdel test.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm speaking with so much confidence. If this isn't
No,
what
I'm
it
really
is,
hooked.
yeah.
Yes. Please make sense.
Yeah, I know.
See, that's the fucking point. When women talk,
Yeah, we get so underconfident.
you have 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you talk like something which is not making sense, people don't want to hear.
So the Bechdel
Yeah.
test,
Is this test of a movie or like
Friends, a sitcom.
where can two women go 20 minutes or something, or
time span without talking about a guy, without talking about a man.
Okay.
And a lot of media didn't pass the Bechdel test back in the day because all the characters would only be like women that are related to the main character men. So the women that are talking about the main character, that is the man.
Right,
Do you
yeah.
get it? Or their problems or their solutions or
Yeah.
so a lot of things didn't pass the Bechdel test, but now we have shows like Working Moms or like Easy or
Oh
Sex
my God,
Education.
Working
Yeah.
Moms, yeah,
Where,
yeah.
right? Where women have their own roles and their own problems and their own solutions. So that
Yeah.
definitely passes the Bechdel test now.
Yeah. But like every time you meet people, I'm sure they expect you to talk, like all the time. Is that the case?
I think that if they know me, yes.
Hmm.
If they are meeting me for the first time, they just don't know what to make of me.
Hmm.
But I know that
Because the image they have of me online is
different to who I am.
Hmm.
That's one thing that keeps me going.
when people like don't like me online. I'm like, dude, the truth is I also don't like you.
So how does it matter if you like me or not?
Yeah.
I also don't know you. I don't know if I like you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that you don't like me, it's that you don't know if you like me.
You know what I mean? You're just loud about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have not
I'm
met
just
me.
like,
And you can probably attest to this.
Yeah.
I'm a damn good person. Like I'm like when you meet me, I am good company. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not rude. Like, you're not rude, right?
Yeah.
We're funny. We get humor. We're kind. We're considerate.
Yeah.
We're all of these things that are likable.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't worry. I'm like,
अगर भाई लाइक मेरे को तू पसंद नहीं है तो मेरे को घंटा फर्क पड़ता है अगर तुझे मैं पसंद हूँ मुझे तो खुद तू पसंद नहीं है.
Yeah.
You know, like-
yes.
So-
But you know what I really like about your presence? You do not make things about yourself. I just get so annoyed by people who walk into a room and they just want everything to be about themselves.
but I think that has taken work
Yeah, of
for
course.
me.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So going back a little bit, like on the reverse side, what was going on in your mind when I asked you, do you want to do this podcast? And you decided to fly down. We have never met. We have never even indulged in a sensible conversation.
Yeah.
You did not even have my phone number
Yes.
until you actually landed on the airport.
Yeah.
You had no clue where you were going, who you were meeting.
Yeah.
So why would you come here? Why would you talk? And why would you be okay with, just
So
having this conversation with me? Yeah.
one thing is that I have high
Intuition
Hmm.
in terms of like,
I think gladly I've had enough exposure of the world
and people good and bad that I can be able to tell if someone's gonna be harmful or not. And if they're not harmful, that's like literally 70% of the problem done for me. Like that's okay. 30% I'll deal with.
Yeah.
You know, just
don't be harmful. So that was there.
But the main thing for me when I talk is that I just don't know where that one person that needs to hear what they need to hear is where they're gonna find it. You know, so that's why I would never do one interview. I want to do 100 interviews because it just makes that accessibility of what we're talking about so much more out there.
Yeah.
So anybody can find it. Now, maybe in your followers, somebody needs to hear something that I am saying.
Yeah.
Or in my followers, somebody needs to hear what you're saying.
Absolutely.
You know, so that exchange of, and just, I just want it to be documented just constantly. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I love documentation. I also just know that when things need to reach you, they will reach you.
Yeah.
But somebody has to do the work, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you also have to be open enough to receive it.
Yeah.
The fact that
Yeah.
you had that space in your mind and in your
Yeah.
heart.
That's
that
what
you
I'm
could go.
honestly hoping for. Like, because I know sometimes I get messages like,
Oh, I watched this interview from a random ass dude sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I watched this interview and I liked it.
and I'm like,
Okay, I don't know how you found it, but I'm glad because I'm going to keep doing them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep talking about whatever it is that whoever that receiving thing, like if people are open to receiving it, I hope that they get what they need.
But
But.
don't you? Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Don't you ever get tired of always trying to make up to people's expectations, or have you felt tired recently? What issues are you dealing with when it comes to your mental well-being? Because you're out there, like you're so out there. People expect you to speak for people,
Yeah.
for other people, and have
Yeah.
like strong political
Yeah.
views, and talk for women, talk
Yeah.
on behalf of so many
Yeah.
situations. In fact,
Yeah.
so like, what cost are you paying? For, if
I think I'm dealing with that right now in my life, where I didn't think about the cost for a while because I was doing the reality shows one after the other, so that was keeping me busy. And now when I sat down and I came back from Melbourne, I realized, I was like, oh my god, I used to be a person. Yeah.
yeah,
Like I used to be
Yeah.
a human fucking being, and now I'm like, कोई भी कुछ भी बोल के चला जाता है. Sorry, got a little weird there, but it's like true. And like I hate this thing when people say, oh, but you've made yourself a personality, you've made yourself public personality, so you should be open to what people are saying. It's so mean and it's so like heavy
Yeah.
at times.
yeah.
That's sometimes people ask me, why do you have your age in your bio? I'm like, so people know who they're talking to and what they're saying.
True.
They should know that that's changed from 19 to 20 to 21 to 22, and these years that those same people for 4 years have said the same shit. And
Yeah.
they should know how old they are and that their daughters are gonna be my age.
Yeah.
So change things. The expectations thing is like, it's two things. One, that I got into the political side of things or the activism side of things, that was completely just on how I felt, and I will do it when I feel like it, and I'm constantly doing it also. Does that make sense? Like I'm constantly doing it, but I'm constantly not doing it.
Okay.
And I'll do it when I feel like it, and I'll do it when somebody tells me. Like it's just, you can't define it and you can't put it into a category ki ye iska activism ho gaya. That's what people think. So Arundhati wrote about this. She goes, no one person is an activist, because then you say कि अच्छा ये responsibility तो activisms की होगी ना, activists की होगी, या फिर ये तो writers की होगी. So they categorize.
Yeah.
But actually these problems are every citizen's problems, and everyone should be working on it all the time.
What are the ways you show up for yourself? What are the ways you kind of reconnect with who you are? Yeah.
I think that I am still like healing from it, because it still keeps coming back.
Thank
And
you.
then I think to myself, is it always gonna be like this? And I think this might be like very honest, but I don't spend a lot of time alone,
Why?
because I'm so scared that like I think I do need, like, people don't reassure me well, I'll be honest, but I just need them to say something so that I can say, oh, this is what they mean, or something, or I can fix it for them. So like that's where I'm right now. I'm not really in a healed space, or I'm not really over it. At first I was really bitter about it. I was
Right.
so bitter. I was like, I want this to happen to everybody,
Yeah.
and I want it to happen just as bad.
What do you do when all of this makes you angry?
What do I do?
I mean, see, I'll be very honest.
That's why I'm not alone.
There are
like-
emotions, by the way: anger, fear, shame, and guilt. These are the 4 emotions that every woman is most familiar with. And when I'm talking to you right now, I think the most dominant emotion that I can sense is projected shame. And by the way, shame is always projected. It was never a natural emotion in the first place.
Yep.
So, did it really come, let's say, from your mother? And if it came from your mother, how does it really make you feel now? How do you process it? Does it make you angry? Is it about men? How do you feel about men? But if I take it back, like, like how's your relationship with your mother right now? And how are you healing? How are you really... And do you really like sugarcoat it? Like, I have seen so many people trying to be like, oh yeah, like, I have a very cool relationship with my mother. I can talk to her about this. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, honestly, okay, I get it. But, the fact that sometimes you just have to accept, like, the most difficult truths of life, that yeah, like my mother cannot understand what I'm going through. And what she went through, there were times when I had to deal with the consequences of that, and her pain got inflicted on me, and like, you know, I deal with an absent father every single day, and you know, da. So where do you think you are right now when it comes to addressing like all of this?
Where I am with this is that my mother and I are very, very close. But there is some healing that we need to do together at the moment, which we are. Like my psychiatrist is suggesting, and we are gonna do a joint session because she never shamed me for my video. I'll be honest. She actually didn't. Like, I'm also surprised at how well she took it. I think it's also because it was never just the video, right? She knows who her child is. Like, she knows I explore. She knows what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy. And she knows that one thing my mom knows, which she has told me, and then I know, has made me a better person and will keep me a good person and believing in myself, is my mom always says, but tera bad intention nahi siga. And tera intention good hi hai. And so that really matters to me. I'm like, yeah, actually, मैं किसी ਨੂੰ hurt ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, or like, you know, like that.
So
like,
what's your dynamics with men? Like how
I love men.
Tell me more. Let's talk about some.
Which sucks, but I love them. I love them, but it sucks because they know how much I love them. Yeah, and I'm like, so you know how they say that biologically, I don't know, it's not, I'm sure it's not biological. That's what I keep arguing. I'm like, it's not biological, it can't be. But you know how they say that men like to chase and women like to be chased, or this kind of thing? So I am the chaser. I chase men, and then they don't like it. And so I keep getting told this thing that I'm going too fast, or I'm too straightforward, or I'm coming off too much. But I really, really, like, if I'm interested in somebody, I really like to show my love or like my affection.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they can't take it.
Is there like a set pattern that you have seen in your relationships, or?
I don't have relationships. I never have relationships. I'm always single. I'm just dating around, casually dating. Because I just, you know, for the longest time, I thought that there were problems. Lagatar. Kya problems aa rahi? Kya problems aise? Then I realized that, oh, I am not seeing men worthy enough, and end mein jaake meri phat jati hai, because I'm like, wait a minute, I wouldn't actually date this person, you know? Yeah. I chase, and then when it comes to dating, I'm like, no, I don't want to date you. But I think that stems from, like, if we're just being honest about it, I think it just stems from my parents not being together or some shit. Like, I have some, like, I know I have traumas, I know I have these things.
See, that's what I'm saying. I want you to normalize it. Like, I want you to just like say it, Nimisha, I'm working on these issues.
And I'm not Abhi at the moment. There's just so many.
Yeah, okay. Guys, she is working on it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I am, obviously. Me, I told, like, wasn't me being aware and telling you about it?
Yeah. No. You know why I like you, love you, admire you, appreciate you? There's a reason why I say that I want to talk to AZAAD women. And when I say they could not be tamed by even the timeline, I would say, that was projected on them by other people.
Yeah.
That you're supposed to behave like this in this particular manner, in this particular timeline. This is your goddamn deadline.
Have you heard this line, which is like, I won't be a prisoner of my time?
Yeah.
So God. That's how I feel, but see, you know, like, I won't be a prisoner of my time. Like, just because India का टाइम ये चल रहा है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मैं कैदी बन के रहूं. मतलब that is literally that's the it line. Like, that's the line of my life. Like,
but how old were you when you realized that you're going to really be a different?
बचपन से ही पता था मुझे. ए भाई साहब, मुझे पता था
बचपन से पता था,
इसलिए वो 10-year-old वो नार्सिसिस्ट थी. फिर मैंने खुद को ही बहुत ग्राउंड कर लिया. I realized that I really want to be humble. I really want to be modest, like not that wala modest. like modesty as in my speaking, in my thinking. I want, like, if I see equality, that should include me. Bro, I was talking to somebody once. Okay.
You just sounded like some white men on a podcast.
Why buy our podcast? Yeah.
I was
And then
using
there's
the
gonna
other
be
day.
captions. Light it up. But I was literally talking to somebody, and I told her, I said, I think everybody is equal. I said, I think everybody is equal. Okay, that's what I said. I said, I don't see anybody as superior or inferior. And she said to me, I think some people are superior and some people are inferior. I said, okay, but then are you saying that there are people superior to you and inferior to you? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, I feel so bad for you. Like, literally, I didn't say it to her, and I hope that she doesn't watch this.
I love what you just kind of brought on the table, because in our last podcast, I actually said it, that औरत जाति अलग है, तो चाहे तुम कौन सी भी privilege से आ जाओ, तुम high class family से आ जाओ, low caste family से आ जाओ, फलाना ढिमकाना, like whatever fucking class you come from, if you are a woman, you will get oppressed and suppressed both.
Oh my god.
Like,
Literally.
but it's different.
But I wrote
like,
this just
kind of
yesterday.
suppression, different kind of
Yeah,
oppression.
yeah.
But you will get. So in that sphere, like I can't be like.
This is what I wrote yesterday in my notes. I said the one thing common in women of all creed, caste, gender to chalo hai, color, race, everything, privilege, social economy, everything, class, everything, is that you will get suppressed and you will get sexually abused as well.
Yeah. All kind of abuse actually, not just
Yeah.
sexual, mental, emotional. All.
मैं तो भी सेक्सुअल अब्यूज पे पहुंची थी एंड लिखा था, बट फिर मेरे से लिखी नहीं हुआ और मेरे तो नोट्स से आते रह जाते हैं बिकॉज मैं खुद के थॉट्स से वो हो जाती हूँ.
Hey, take your time.
Thank God I have some more of it. I'm only 22.
Yeah, take your time, and if you ever feel like venting or whatever, we can do one more podcast anytime you want. And see, the whole point of this space is to actually normalize crossing boundaries, expectations, bubbles that the society has created for women like you and me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why did you color your hair? Why do you have these tattoos? Or why this is a sad woman? You should not have it.
The question why?
Yeah, like
why am I always being asked why? You know what I
It's
mean?
like
Like,
you're
why
not
does
allowed to
all
make
of my
your
actions?
mistakes,
Yeah,
yeah.
like why do all of my actions have to have a reason?
yeah, because
That suits
they,
you.
they feel like whatever mistakes you make, it's not just your mistake.
Ah.
You know, it's like whatever mistake you make, it's gonna have an impact on the whole society. As if you're representing the whole society, you are carrying this like whole burden.
I think I will carry this burden, but
Which burden?
this one, that my mistake wasn't just my mistake. I feel it. Like, when my video leaked, I got a call from my chachu, and I'm close to my chachu, but I don't
sorry.
speak to my dad. Yeah, but I'm close to my chachu. I don't speak to my dad. And he said, I don't understand what's happening. And I said, I am sorry for the pain that it may cause you and my family, but I'm not sorry for what I did. And I said, I will explain to you when the time is right, but right now I can't. And I said, we're just gonna have to see it through. And he was like, okay. So my chachu was good about it, thank God, but it's true, like I feel like, especially with my mom, and that's why I think we need the session together, because I think she needs to do some work on it, to be honest. Of like this burden that I carry, ki ye ho gaya.
Yeah. Will
You
that
know,
make you
like,
feel?
like I know
Yeah.
she's so chill about it, she's good about it, ye wo, this, that, flana, dimka, but
She knows that you are struggling emotionally.
she's also struggling, yeah.
See,
Right now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. See, that's why I'm asking. I hope you both know.
we both know that both of us are struggling a little bit, but we're both not sharing with each other how much we're both struggling right now. Because we're both like it's just me and her. And like my sister. But my sister's our baby. You know? Yeah. It's just so hard having a mom. Like it's like in the sense like like, I don't want to say this, but like, yeah, I'm just so bitter. And that bitterness makes me lonely. Like, that bitterness is just me. Then I can't have my mom involved. Then I can't say, oh no, my mom is there, my sister is there. When I'm bitter and when I'm angry, then it's just me. Like, only this person is angry. Only this person is bitter. And like, in the last week, I fought with everybody that I knew. And I was like breaking plates. And I was just like, fuck this. And I just keep having this question in my head, like, is all of this gonna be worth it? Because if it's not, then no thank you. Then meko nahi karna hai fir. But you don't know the answer, no? Do you know the answer?
I think I would like to have a talk about it. What would bring you a bit of ease, if I may ask, right now?
Yeah.
You know that
I don't know.
maybe you do. Maybe you just don't trust me enough, or you don't trust the people around you enough.
I don't know what would bring me peace.
What if
I liked seeing you and your husband.
what does it remind you of?
I just feel like I want somebody who I can rely on, like that one person. And for the past 2 years, I've just been like fighting, but I didn't really have anybody. And I told you, I have relationships, I have like dates. And whenever something hard happens, like even now, like I have this guy from Bumble that I'm seeing, and he's a good friend now, but I'm not using him, but in a way, if I'm honest, sometimes when I'm sitting with him, I get deja vu. Because when the video leaked and I was in Bombay, the only two people that I had to talk to and to vent to were two guys off Bumble. One when I went to Goa, जिसने 4 दिन मेरे साथ गुजारे, no sex, no kissing, nothing. He just spent 4 days with me because the video had just leaked.
Yeah.
So I was in a really bad place, and he spent 4 days just talking to me and listening to me. Imagine 4 days listening to a girl, like just crying and venting. So he's still my friend. Very thankful to him. Like, I will never not be his friend for what he did for me. But imagine, it was a random Bumble dude. Like, he just matched with me on Bumble, and I told him, like, the first day that I got to go, and until the last day, and he stood by me. And then there was another guy, Adrian, in Bombay, who would come over to my apartment so that I could sleep. Because I can't sleep alone. But especially when I'm like going through this. So he would come and he would do his work and I would sleep. And even with him, it was nothing sexual. And he also took care of me. And now we don't talk. I reached out to him a few times. But like, I'm getting that deja vu with this guy now from Bumble. Like Mradul, okay? Really good friend. Really nice guy. But when I say means to an end, I'm saying that I can't sleep at night. I'm really struggling. That's why I need him to come over every day to make sure that I have somebody. Because I'm lonely all day, you know? Yeah. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that would bring me peace if I just knew that somebody has my back no matter what. But I don't have that person right now. And I keep being that person for everybody. Like, I'm such a good friend. I am a good friend. I go above and beyond. But like, when it comes to doing that for me, people are like Bombay's weird. We have boundaries. We are working. You can't ask that much of people or like these things. And I get it, but sometimes I just want to cry and I want to be like, I'm 22. Like, give me a break. Like, yeah. That's how I feel. Like, sometimes that's just what literally, I just want to post this. I just want to be like, give me a fucking break. Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
But I don't do that. I do my makeup, I do my hair, and I be like,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm gonna make it. I'm just like, somebody, I mean, I don't know, there's good things that I know that people have said to me that I keep with me in times of hardness. So I met my old school teacher who used to do plays at the Dharamshala International Film Festival. And
he said so like everybody knows what happened. Everybody in India that knows me knows what happened in the video. Okay, so he knew and everything. And I met him and he was like, he said this thing that really like changed things for me. He said, Moose, you're 22 now and you're doing work, and we are 38 and 40 and we are working. And he says, we love our work. He goes, but you have to give yourself the chance to reach 35 and see the work that you're doing then, you know. He was like, you're so concerned about doing it all at 22 because people keep telling you. He's like, and you can at 22. You're doing things at 22. He's like, but the work that you will do at 30 after living 30 years and after all the ups and downs. And he said it to me. He said, everything that you're going through, and I see it all. And he goes, all the shit that you're going through, like, just let it turn into your work. Like, give it a few years. And that's what I keep telling myself and people. I'm like, why are you expecting something out of me now? Why do you keep poking and being like, kuch to isme se nikle? And all of my friends are usually older people, like, not my age. I don't date people my age. I can't. I can't. Like, I'm sure you can tell I can't. Like, it's very weird. Like, I slept with a 21-year-old the other day, and while we're in bed, I'm like, he was saying really weird things, okay? Like, really just weird. And I just turned to him and I said, how old are you? And he said, how old do you think I am? And I said, no, tell me, how old are you? And I'm 22, okay? He said, I'm 21. I said, and for a second I looked away and I said, have I committed a crime? And I was like, no, I'm 22, he's 21. I haven't committed a crime. But I literally was like, ah! I was like, ew! And I literally never spoke to him again. I was so disgusted. I was like, how can I sleep with a 21-year-old? Just because of like the things he was saying made so much sense. And he wasn't having sex also properly. Like, I had to teach him a few things. Chantpanti kar raha tha. Or the
But
cool
isn't
ban
it
raha tha.
cute? Like, isn't it sometimes just...
Not with me na, because I'm the cute person. I'm always giving. So मेरे से कोई चंटपंती करे तो फिर like I can turn into a bitch real fast.
उसे कहते हैं trauma.
उसे क्या? Oh, I don't know. Trauma. I mean, I know.
It's like, you know when people are like, oh, you grew up so soon.
Oh my god, yeah. I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so glad that as a civilization, smart civilization, we realized that that's not the right thing to say to girls.
yeah.
Stop telling girls they grew up too fast.
I mean, you left us with no option.
Yeah.
We had to
And
do
then
grow
men
up.
think it's a charming thing to say, but
Oh no.
But you know what? Like, at 15, I thought I was mature for my age. And then at 17, I thought I was mature for my age. And at 15, I was dumb. And then at 19, I thought at 17, I was dumb. And then at 19, now I'm mature for my age. And then, like, now at 22, I'm like, bitch. Like, you were just, like, getting through it all.